So now we can calculate the FOM of PM in the same manner as like FM. So first we will calculate SI and NI. So nothing will change in case of SI and NI. Your PM signal is AC cos 2 pi FCT plus KPMT. So the amplitude we want actually from the PM signal, which will be AC square divided by 2. Similarly, if you calculate NI, you will have a message signal from minus W to W, and power spectral density of noise will be N0 by 2 for all frequency. So at the output you will get the N0 by 2 will be taken by the message bandwidth, and if you calculate the area under curve, you will get N0 W noise power. So if you calculate SI divided by NI, that comes out to be AC square divided by 2 N0 W, which was same as in FM case also. The only change we will see in S0 divided by N0. Okay, now we will calculate S0 divided by N0. Okay, now let's see the calculation of S0 divided by N0 in case of PM. So the diagram will be same, detector diagram will be same. We'll be using PLL for PM as well. There will be few changes. So first of all is this integrator. There will be an integrator after PLL and before low pass filter. So low pass filter will be same from minus W to W. The signal will be PM, noise will be N0 by 2. Here NT will be there, band and narrow band noise. Then this BT is changed. It is achieved from Carson rule only, but here the beta will be changed. Beta will be for PM, 2FM into beta PM is equal to 1, or 2W beta PM plus 1. Okay. There will be an integrator, which is the important part between the PLL and LPF. There can be limiter also, but I have omitted the use of a limiter. Okay, so that will not affect much. So at the output we will calculate S0 divided by N0. So it will be similar to what we had before in FM case till PLL. Things will change after PLL. Okay, so till PLL we had phase of X, before PLL we had phase of xt is equal to theta t is equal to phi t plus RT divided by AC sin psi t. Okay, where phi t was equal to 2 pi kf integration mttt in case of FM, but here your phi t will be kp into mt. This is the phase of your PM signal. Okay, and this is the phase with respect to this phi t of noise, and theta is the phase of xt. Okay, here now if it will go through PLL, it will differentiate and divide by 2 pi, so you will get 1 by 2 pi kp m dot t, where m dot t is differentiation of mt, m dot t plus 1 by 2 pi d by dt of RT sin psi t. Okay, this is same as before. The only difference we are getting is the value of phi t, and everything will be calculated on based on phi t. The phasor diagram will be also be same. Phi t with respect to phi t you will calculate. So this part we have seen in FM case also. The only thing is here is this integrator. When this signal will get passed through this integrator, so you will get this signal. Here I have represented RT sin psi t with NQT, only differences. Okay, then it will integrate, which is PT. Here PT, VT is this. PT we have got 1 by 2 pi kp mt because it has been integrated, and 1 by 2 pi, and this d by dt will get cancelled with this integrator. So NQ of t you will get at the output. This will be your noise part, this will be your message part. Okay, so via LPF this will easily get passed since MT is there. These are constant, and we have to analyze the effect of NQT after passing through LPF. Okay, so now we can calculate the signal and noise power. One thing I want to mention, I guess I've missed this AC from the expression of PT, so you can look up to it. Previously I guess I missed AC. So AC is there. Now you have a signal PT here. So this signal will pass through LPF, no problem, because the bandwidth of LPF is message bandwidth only. So this term will get passed through there. So you can calculate the signal power by squaring this term, which is 1 by 2 pi kpmt square, which is kp square m square t divided by 4 pi square, or you can write 1 by 4 pi square kp square into p. Okay, so this will be your signal power here. Now you can calculate the noise power by squaring this term. So 1 by 2 pi AC nqt square, which is 1 by 4 pi square a square AC square n square qt, means you want the power of the quadrature term, which you can get it from its power spectral density, which was looking like this. We have seen in the FM the power spectral density of quadrature component. So it is n naught from minus bt by 2 to bt by 2. Okay, so n naught from bt by minus bt by 2 to bt by 2. But if this signal will pass through this low pass filter, you will get frequency band from minus w to plus w, since bt by 2 is greater than w. Okay, you can see. So n naught from minus w to w, and if you integrate it from minus w to w, you will get n naught into 2w. Okay, so this is what will be the power of n quadrature component nqt, or you can say n square qt. Okay, so this will be the power, noise power, and this is your signal power. Now you can calculate the SNR. Okay, so this will be the SNR. So S naught is kp square p divided by 4 pi square, n naught is 1 by 4 pi square AC square into n naught 2w. You cancel the terms, you will get kp square p AC square divided by 2 n naught w. This is your SNR at the output. This is at the SNR at the input, AC square divided by 2 n naught w. So FOM will be this divided by this, which will be kp square p, where p is your power of message signal and kp is your phase sensitivity. Okay, so just as a special case, if mt will be equal to your cosine signal, single tone message signal am cos omega mt, your p will be equal to am square divided by 2, and if you plug the value, you will get 1 by 2 kp square am square. Now kp into am is maximum phase deviation, or you can say the modulation index of EM signal. So you can replace it and you will get FOM for beta square divided by 2. This is for single tone message signal, beta square divided by 2, and generally FOM of PM is kp square p. Okay, where p is the message power of message signal and kp is phase sensitivity square. So this is the FOM of phase modulated signal.